Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I've dropped my Patreon link in the description down below. Thank you. So Mcfarlane Toys has dropped some new images of a wave that will be coming in January 2021, and I'm sure this will excite all of the Batman fans, as I am a Batman fan. However, I will say that this is probably going to get very irritating for fans of the multiverse of DC characters. We have fantastic characters in the DC multiverse: Cyborg, Martian Manhunter. You have the Green Lantern Corps, the Yellow Lantern Corps, the Red Lantern Corps headed by Atrocitus. You have Dr. Fate and multiple individuals that Mcfarlane could start working with. Yet we're getting more Batman. Now, as one of the biggest Batman fans that you will find, this is a little bit repetitive, and I suppose this is a little bit disappointing. However, I can understand Mcfarlane's way of thinking here. This is what's hot right now, this is what's selling right now, and Mcfarlane is going with this. I'm sure by the time that the Black Adam movie comes out and possibly the Suicide Squad movie comes out, Mcfarlane is going to present toys that are going to be linked somewhat to them. Maybe a comic versions, or again maybe even movie versions of those characters. So first off here we have the Drowned. So this is an alternate universe which Batman have been banded together that are all evil Batman. So the Batman Who Laughs, you have Devastator, you have Dawnbreaker, Murder Machine, Red Death, that are all coming very soon, and some have already hit shelves. This is another individual that's involved with that team, and it's a female version of Batman that has the powers of Aquaman. Kind of strange that the majority of the team are male and yet one is female with the powers of Aquaman, but that's what the story is all about. We have a character here that has very nice sculpting, very nice detail. I will say that I thought the head sculpt was a little bit soft on the video that Todd showed us, and it's something that I have a big criticism of the Mcfarlane sculpts is the head sculpts. I think some of the head sculpts are way off from what they look like, and I would love to see more accuracy to what they look like in the video games, comics and movies from Mcfarlane Toys. That is the one thing that I think is holding it back, is some of the head sculpts. Some of the head sculpts I have seen so far have not been great, and I will talk about one now very quickly. So like I said, this wave is kind of Batman heavy, and I'm sure that that would probably irritate an awful lot of individuals. This head sculpt here, I think for the most part is very good, but I don't know what they were thinking of with the mouth. This is similar to the Barry Allen Flash, that they have a weird looking gritting face with him, and this looks like this is a Damian Wayne Robin. It looks like his jaw has been broken by the way it looks here. Todd said something about it looking like it did in the comic. I think that looks awful, to be honest. I would rather see Damian Wayne, because he does have this superiority complex, this thinking other individuals are inferior. I would rather see a smirk on Damian's face. That is more like the character that I would know, that I think that that would fit way much better with Damian, and it would look 10 times better in my opinion. The sculpt work on the suit is absolutely brilliant. I think it's absolutely fantastic looking, but I will say that that is let down by the head sculpt. I think that that face sculpt is just not good. That is a little bit disappointing. Now we have one individual that breaks this wave of being an all Batman wave, and that is the Superman Red Sun. This looks to be a reuse of the body from the infected Superman with a new symbol on it and seemingly a new head. This is a very popular comic book that has recently been made into an animated feature, so I'm not too surprised to see this character pop up now. I think the colours on it look very nice. I think overall it does look like a nice suit, and ultimately I think that this will sell probably well with the collectors. Will it sell with the general audience? I'm not sure. I don't know. But this does look good, and if they are reusing the same body, they are looking to earn their money back on creating this new body for him. The last character that we're going to see is this Batman. Now I will say, I think this is outstanding, and this is an example of what a good head sculpt can do. The body looks absolutely fantastic, but I think that this head sculpt is outstanding. I think that this head sculpt nearly rivals the Flashpoint Thomas Wayne Batman that we have seen recently. I love this head sculpt. I think this looks really good. This added to the fact that we have a fantastic looking costume. I think this costume looks beautiful in real life. I love that it has sort of bat wings coming down over the shoulders that fades into the leather jacket, and then that this jacket continues to go down past his knees. I love the Batarang look on the logo of the belt, and I love the skulls with the chains that are running down the side of his utility belt. I think the spikes look absolutely outstanding, and he has multiple spikes on his gloves like knuckle dusters. It moves down then into this sort of scythe weapon, sort of a Grim Reaper looking character, I suppose, at this stage, and it looks like a batarang that has been broken nearly in half. You would imagine that there's another half of this batarang around somewhere else. Now, in the previous video that I've done, this is the Batman that will accompany that motorcycle that I showed recently. One thing I will say, and I'm just going to talk about this figure first, and I'll show the Batcycle now in a moment. This jacket is straight down, so this is a very strange look given the fact that Mcfarlane is going to look to put this onto a bike. I think that that's a very strange decision in my opinion, and I think that that is going to hurt ultimately this figure. I would love to see a version of this character with the coat blowing out from the back, so you could sit the character down onto the motorbike and it wouldn't be intruded upon with this coat. However, if this is going to sit down on top of the bike, it's going to be very intrusive in my opinion, and I think that that is very disappointing. So we'll go and look at the bike now, and I think ultimately when we look at the bike you will see what I mean. So we have the bike has been shown here, and we have a very nice looking Batcycle from the Dark Knight's Metal. Now if that Batman stands down over that, that is all he's going to do. I suppose people will try and fudge it and pull the coat up and pull her over this, but I think that this is a wasted opportunity and a missed opportunity for Mcfarlane to use that same body twice and just alter the coat a small bit. I think you could have had the standard version with the straight down coat released as a single release, and I think Mcfarlane missed the trick by not including another Batman, the same Batman, with a different coat that would billow out over here so you could sit him down and that he could hold the bars and it looks like he's riding along on the motorcycle. I think that is a big missed opportunity from Mcfarlane, and I hope that he learns from this in the future and says, well, do you know what, that actually makes more sense to do that. I think that this looks like a nice wave. It's another Batman heavy wave. I don't know how many more waves he's going to do that are Batman centric. It's clearly what's selling, because that's why he keeps doing it. So until these things don't sell anymore, he's not going to try anything different. I would like to see some of the head sculpts certainly improve. I would love to start seeing maybe alternate head sculpts being given with these characters. We do see it in Marvel Legends and in Power Rangers The Lightning Collection. I would like to see alternate head sculpts, because if this is to be my Damian Wayne Robin on the shelf for a while, it's not something I'm keen on. So we'll probably wait for a better version of it to come later on down the road. That is the way I would think about it now for a moment. It's another Bat-centric wave, and I would have loved to see a Green Lantern, or to be honest particularly a Red Lantern, because I think some of the monsters that are involved with that wave would look absolutely phenomenal in Mcfarlane's style. We've seen how good he can be when he's done that recent Scarecrow that I've done a video on with those recent reveals just a couple of days ago. I have decided this Batman looks outstanding, and I am all over this Batman. I think that this looks absolutely outstanding. I will say that. This would be an instant purchase. I would like to see the head sculpts ultimately improve, because some of them I do think look soft, and I think that Mcfarlane has an awful lot better in him. It's very clear to see as well that this is definitely updating the articulation as it goes along, which is great to see. I think that that's been really important to see, that they've updated the articulation for these characters, because the articulation is very important to collectors as well as the sculpt. So we would love to see now in future Mcfarlane creating these characters with very good articulation, and I would love to see the line widen itself out and maybe range itself out into other characters and other series prominently. Now we're getting a very heavy Batman couple of waves within the next couple of months and in the next year, and this is only January February releases, so you can imagine there's probably more planned from March onwards, which I hope so. I would love to see a new wave maybe every month, every 2 months maybe, God help our wallets. But I would love to see Mcfarlane continuing this trend that there are going to be various versions of characters, and also there are going to be various characters. I would love to have a Martian Manhunter, particularly done by Mcfarlane. I think that would look outstanding. I would love to see Dr. Fate. I would love to see Hawkman. These are characters I would love to see. Hawk Girl I would love to see. I think a Zatanna by Mcfarlane could be very good. I would love to see a traditional Wonder Woman, a comic book version of Wonder Woman. I would love to see Hal Jordan. I would love to see a comic based John Stewart. That would be something I would be very keen on. I would love to see Deadshot. I would love to see maybe somebody else from the Rogue Galleries, like of Godspeed perhaps. That would be someone I would love to see. I would like to see Lex Luthor. Maybe Lex Luthor in a big suit, a big clunky suit that he could fight Superman in. I think that that would look absolutely outstanding. I know Mcfarlane is trying to capitalise on what's happening at the moment in comics, that the Dark Knight's Metals is quite popular now, and I think that that is the way he's going to go. In the future, are we going to see much popular comics the same way that that event has gone? I don't think so, given the recent hires for DC Comics. I don't think so at all. So I think that Mcfarlane is going to have to dip into the past. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dark Knight Returns figures very soon either. I think that that could be the next part of Carl, because everybody who was a Batman fan and a Superman fan loves those comics, and I think that that could be what we would see next. We've seen Mafex getting on them, and we're also seeing Mafex touching on Hush. At the moment, it's very difficult to say that Mcfarlane is coming anywhere close to Mafex. We will say, yeah, of course, Mafex are far more expensive, but in Todd's own words, in the past, he said he can do just as good as those companies. I'm still waiting for him to prove it. I think that this is a wasted opportunity. Possibly we could have had a fabric cape, maybe a fabric coat with a wire in it. I think that that could have been good with the bike, and maybe a standard edition that looked like this. That would have been possibly what I would have done with this, because I think that this is disappointing given the fact if you sit this on the bike, it's going to be literally impossible to be moving that around. That's a little bit disappointing given the fact I think that this is such a good sculpt, and I think that this would look absolutely aces if it was able to ride on the bike properly. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, subscribe to the channel, really helps out. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that this wave, do you think that these waves have been too Batman heavy? Would you like to see other characters? What characters would you like to see? I would love to hear from the fans and see what characters that they would love to see, because that's important, that fan feedback. And believe you me, Todd and everybody that works for Todd look out at channels like this and they see what you were saying. They watch and read all of these comments. They read the comments from you to me on Twitter. They read the comments from you to me on Facebook when I post these in the groups. And they want to see what characters we want to see next. Put your thoughts out there. It really helps them to say, right, this is what people want to see. I'm just putting it out there. Red Lantern Atrocitus, the Batman's Mr. Freeze, I think with that sort of iceberg looking head will look absolutely outstanding. I've recently also thought about it. I would love to see the Crime Syndicate from Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. I think that would be unreal. You know, Owlman, Ultraman, Johnny Quick. I think that those characters would be absolutely outstanding in this line. And I hope that Mcfarlane listens and makes these characters, because I think the fans would be really happy. I'm gonna leave it there. Good luck.